since I've been here, I have basically done everything by myself. Do it yourself is not in Nigeria. Do it yourself is here in the diaspora. If you don't do it yourself, nobody will do it for you. If you don't cook, it's either your husband is helping you out sometimes. And you should not take that help for granted, because if you take it for granted, you can choose not to cook anymore. Cleaning, it's your doing and you're making alone. You want to paint, you want to weed around your compound, it's all you. You give birth, you want to bathe your baby, your 1 week old baby or your 3 days old baby, depending on how long you stay in the hospital before they release you to go home with your baby. You're doing all of that alone. What am I saying with this video? If you're in Nigeria as we speak, enjoy the luxury. Enjoy the luxury you get being there, because if you live there, you don't get that luxury elsewhere. You don't. And you might say to yourself, what am I gaining, or what is it that I'm benefiting that I can't get in other country winning? 1 is your selflessness. 2 is your freedom. Your freedom will be tempered with. If you are the Owambe type 2, sorry, Miss or Mr., your Owambe will be restricted, because it's not all Owambes you can go. Even though you are invited, sometimes if you don't have a car, paying outrageous taxi, like paying outrageous money to book a taxi just to go to the venue, will restrict you from going. Or having to wear your plenty jacket will even make you get tired, like give it up, like I won't go today. And if you know you are that one person that you don't want to do tedious job, or you are that person that you feel you are in this field, in this particular field in Nigeria, and that is the field you want to maintain all your life. I'm talking about job wise right now. Don't travel, don't come, because if you travel out as you are a doctor or a nurse in that Nigeria, you may end up, before becoming a nurse in the future, you may end up becoming a cleaner. You may end up becoming a factory worker. You may end up becoming a farmer, like working in people's farm or garden. I don't know how you call it, but in my language it's farm. Tomatoes farm, cabbage farm, carrot farm, in fact their farm. Sorry. You may end up being, when I mean a help, those people that take care of old people or elderly people who are sick or who need people to help them around. So you might also end up being a welder, whereas you were not a welder back home. All right? So there are things that you are going to do here that on a normal you won't even think of doing it in Nigeria. You won't think of it. You will feel, even when somebody tell you do it to be okay, you tell the person, me that has a degree, why did I go to school? In here, your certificate only counts later, not as soon as you enter. Sometimes it may not end up counting at the end of it all. All right, so let's just try and put some things that are good in that Nigeria. Let's just try and put it that day. Let's not always put out the bad things, the bad things, the bad things. No country is free. Let me just say this here. In Nigeria, you don't have to wake up in the morning and be afraid that when you step out, you will meet somebody who is roaming around, who just wants to die, or who decide to die but does not want to die alone. He or she just wants to take people along. But here in Italy, because that's where I am, an Italian person can just wake up and say he or she wants to die, they are tired of living, and make sure that it is well loaded, go into the street and start a shooting spray into a public place and just shoot anybody he or she sees. Is that the security? There is insecurity everywhere. The insecurity you speak about back there in Nigeria is here. It's just the difference is that we all put out our own ad there on social media. But here, no, they don't. The little ones they manage to put in, they put out 10% out of 99%. But in Nigeria, no, we put out just the bad things, the bad things, the good things about the country. No, we suppress it. All I'm trying to say is this. Wherever you are, don't just see the bad about that place. Also try and see the good side. Because I see us as Nigerians, we always talk about the bad roads, the bad government, the bad this, the bad that, the bad that. That country also has good sides. So is diaspora, so it's here in Italy. They have good side of it and you have the bad side of it. You have sometimes you will just wake up to some situation and you will tell yourself, why did I end up here? How did I even come to this country? Why did I come? Who? It's just the same way that there are bad days and there are good days. Insecurity is everywhere. The struggle is everywhere. It's not just in Nigeria. Hardship is everywhere. As I speak to you right now, as you're watching me, there are people here in Italy who is sleeping in the streets. There are people, but it's Western world. Those people have parents at home. They have siblings. They have people. Wherever you find yourself, I'm just here to tell you that there are the good side of everything in life, basically. There are the sweet side of Nigeria, that country, that you don't get to enjoy anywhere else but there. And there are the bad sides too, like the insecurity, the bad government, everything. You know it, I don't have to name it out for you. It's the same thing here. There are the good sides and there are the bad sides. Alright? So, see you guys in my next video. Alright? I know I've rambled too much, but if you agree with me and if you still know you have good sides of your country, wherever you come from, that you want to share with us, please do not hesitate to share with us. Alright? Me, I see the good side of my country, Nigeria, and I see the bad side too. I also see the good side of this Italy where I'm presently based, and I also see the bad side. All right. So I know there are no free, even human being, life in general. There are good days, there are bad days. The good side of Nigeria is your selfless freedom. I am saying this again, you don't get it anywhere. You're being able to invest in something when you want to invest, no matter how little it is. It's something. Or should I talk about the racism? I never know about what they call racist while I was in Nigeria. But come here in diaspora, have somebody ever told you back in Nigeria that they love their animal like their dog more than they like you, a human being? I believe none has done that to you. Have you ever experienced racism being in Nigeria? No. But here, you experience it. Who's talking about it? Nobody. When you are in the southern part of Italy, basically in Napoli, when you are strolling in some part of Napoli, when you wear your forward bag, when you have it, you put it in your front, you wear it to your front, then you wear your jacket and zip in your jacket and make sure you fold your arms like this, just to prevent pocket pickers not to pick your things or steal from you. Is that not the same thing happening in Nigeria? So it's everywhere. The insecurities you're fighting, you clamoring, you crying for back in Nigeria or back in your home country is here. The only difference is that it's not on social media, boo boo. But in Nigeria, nobody's asking anybody. You just wait. Anything you wanna put, you put on social media. It's your internet. Is that not what you guys call it? It's your MB, it's your internet, and boom, you have put it out there. It's what you saw. You will tell me it's what you saw. It's what's happening. Come and do it here. Wherever you come from, you should not just see the bad side, see the good side. If you are seeing the good side about yourself, see the good side about where you are. So that's all, guys. See you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Yeah, nobody bought me a phone. It's also my internet, but you mind what you put online. So don't just think those countries that decide just to post these good things about them, there is no bad things about them. They have bad things. They have bad side, very ugly side.